So there's the possibility that this might be fun. As you can tell from the title, the Snack Stash is back. Except we're on quality beverages. And we're on out-of-date quality beverages, because of course we are. So, from Tesco's over here. They still do them. I've actually got some that are probably more in date, but I might as well get rid of the oldest stock first. We have 3 different varieties of cola. Which is different flavours that I haven't sort of seen before. There's other ones which are also sort of ones that I need to do, so they might be coming somewhat soon. I don't know what order I'm going to be doing these in. But there's various different flavours that they've launched over here. You know, they had the usual vanilla and lime, but there's been peach, strawberry, raspberry. We'll get to mango, cherry, or they've had cherry anyway, but some sort of different cherry. I don't know. That'll be coming. But Tesco's have done their own brand stuff, and the irony is, it, at least when it was at its price at launch, was 45p for a litre, which at the time, bottles of Coca-Cola or Pepsi were like $1.25. And this is stuff I'd expect would be somewhat not their cheap stuff. Because, I mean, well, first up, coffee cola. Coffee cola. Let's look at the... has no fat, no saturates, no sugars, no salt, and 4 kilojoules of energy, so less than 1 calorie. Apparently. If I can get this open. Yeah. There we go. Took a while, which probably is because it was out of date. Hopefully it still tastes alright. If it don't, extra fun video. I think it... Wow. It's got a strong coffee smell. Of course, that could be because, you know, everything. Let's see what coffee is like. Okay, there it is. So it's the coffee is an aftertaste, which is interesting, because sometimes with these you get sort of, certainly with the vanilla Coke when I've had that, with the vanilla Coke you taste it and it clearly tastes that from the off, sort of thing. Whereas with this one, it just tastes like a standard cola. I don't want to be too harsh on it because the sell-by date is March 2019 and I'm recording this in September 2019. So it could have easily lost its taste somewhere in the last 6 months. So I don't want to be sort of too down on it in that sense. But the coffee taste isn't too bad. It's not like a strong coffee-ish flavour. It's not like sort of... Sorry, I just noticed there was a spider on my bloody microphone stand. Thank you. It's not too bad. I don't want to be sort of too, it's rubbish, because, again, because it's out of date, it may have had an effect on it. But it certainly doesn't seem like a waste. It's got a nice sort of flavour to it, so with the coffee. Next up, bottle number 2, botanical cola. There we go. Get it right. So, botanical flavours. That's all it says. I'm going to have a look at these ingredients. Oh, they actually... Really? So it doesn't actually say what there is. Because it says apple, hibiscus and molasses in all of them for the fruit and vegetable. So I thought that that was the botanical flavours, but it really doesn't. Also, I noticed on the label it says best served chilled. These are not chilled. They've been on the landing, stood there for maybe a couple of months, because I meant to do it months ago, because that's me. Well, it smells herby, which I guess makes sense because botanicals. This is the only one that I'm like, huh, about, so we'll see. Botanical cola flavour. Again, I don't know whether it's the 6 months. Also, the sediment is stuck to the... Oh yeah, these are definitely mature. Sediment stuck to the lid. We might have to do another video on them, on that flavour, with a bottle that's actually in date. Because that just tasted like cola. I can smell like the botanical sort of stuff in it when I opened it for the first time. But it didn't really taste that dramatically different. I don't know. I have to get fresh stock. I don't mean trainers. And finally, I'm trying to see if this is any different. No, it isn't. Honey flavour. I'm trying to look at what it says on the side of these now. So, what coffee? A remarkably. Oh wow! It says coffee cola, botanical cola, and honey cola, and it literally says the same thing on the side of every single one of them. It enriched with blank flavour for a twist on a classic. Well, the coffee tasted like coffee. The botanical tasted like nothing. I hope this smells and tastes sweet like honey, because otherwise, yeah, not really. Yeah, the smell. It does have that sort of honey, the honey sweetness smell. It's not like a sweet smell, like a sugared cola would be. It does have that sort of like the honey twist, like if you have honey nut, cereals or something like that, or something that has honey with it, whatever it is. It smells. It smells like it's got that sort of sweetness of, sugary goopiness that honey is compared to sort of a standard sugar. So, let's hope. Again, it's with the aftertaste, where it's more of the right sort of flavour. I guess that's what they mean by twist then. You don't really get the flavour from it until you sort of, your palate breathes over it, I guess. It's the usual thing of, like, you know, with the, when you have something spicy or something, and it stays spicy for longer because obviously the air that you're breathing in and the carbon dioxide you're breathing out is causing the reaction sort of with it, so it's sort of not immediately there. From the off, it has the aftertaste. But yeah, as a alternative to, I guess, your standard varieties, they are a nice alternative. They are still available, even though those were bought probably about a year ago. Maybe. Certainly some point within the last 12 months they came out. I'd have thought it must have been about maybe Christmas last year, because normally the dates on cola is at least a couple of months. So, but they're not bad. No, they're not like sort of desperately, you know, wanting more. But then again, if the price is better for a litre of that compared to the main brand, the leading brand. If anybody gets that reference, good on you. Yeah, so your Pepsis or your Colas, or your Coca-Colas, you'd say, Diet Cokes, Coke Zero, whatever you want to call it. They are a decent value, or a better for value, I guess, alternative. Considering, you know, 2 litres of them cost in the region of 90 pence, and I think it's what, their bottles over here are 1.75 for most of the colas. Pepsi still do the 2 litres. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that changed, because everything's about giving you less product for the same amount of money. I mean, look at the amount of times that we have when it comes around to, at least over here in the UK, issues when Christmas like sets come out, when you had like a yard of Jaffa cakes or a yard of Oreos, and it's like, you know, you measure it and it's not 3 foot anymore, it's like 2.7, but they still label it as a yard because it's roughly that long or something. You know, that's what most of the places seem to be doing now in terms of scaling back. Certainly with the, you know, I remember when you could just get 2 litre bottles of normal sort of roundish bottles of cola, and now they're all the sort of angular plastic 1.75, or I think the sugar loaded ones are less and you have to pay more money as well, so as if more of an incentive because of the sugar levy over here to go for the cheapest, you know, stuff and whatever. So yeah, all in all, if you are in the UK and you want to get them, try them. They aren't a bad alternative to the leading brand. Anyway, that is your lot from me for this video. Check out all the other content on here. AJ's movie reviews, Voices of Liberty, Oscar and award talk, the verses from AJ, wrestling stuff, Halloween Horror Nights, although, you know, he's too, our boy Owen is a bit too busy jogging while being a zombie, as it stands. But he'll pop up from now and then. I can't remember the name of his character. He'll probably tell me next time we actually do a live video if he watches these. Probably does, because I have to send them over. So, anyway, all that's on here. If you enjoyed this sort of thing, more of it will be coming from me in the near future, because I'm overdue doing quite a bit of these. Need to find sort of room in my stomach to be able to do these alongside my usual sort of eating and going to the movies and whatever that I do. So I'll try and make these I'll try and get a few more out within the next few days, weeks, to put some content out there for you. So with that, I'll see you on the next video, everybody.